What's good, ladies and gentlemen? I go by the name is Coach Prince, and if you're new to my channel, welcome. So guys, apparently we have another kind of beef in our hands, and this one has been well, I say it has been on ground for a while, but it hasn't been very obvious. We've seen situations where Emma has used subliminals on Yung6ix, and Yung6ix has used a lot of subliminals on Emma. Like, it doesn't rap on it, but you see him mention it in his IG, his Instagram, and it says some things about MI. So, but now I think the whole controversy and the story is gradually coming out, it's unfolding, and Yung6ix has actually dropped his own part of the story. We've not heard from MI, but we've heard about Yung6ix a lot of mentions of Yung6ix on MI's songs. But now, I think what's prompted this is because of MI was in Drinks with Kills. That's a show that Ikechukwu does, Drinks with Kills, and during the conversation, MI the yet to release songs of MI's coming album are being played in the background of the whole studio as they were doing the interview, and there's this song where MI mentioned or he called out Yung6ix in the album, and MI rapped that part in the album, and because of that, Yung6ix saw that part and decided to tell us the full story. So we're going to get on it. We'll first watch that video, the place where MI mentioned Yung6ix. Then we'll now watch Yung6ix giving us his own narration of what happened between him and MI. Then we'll conclude and see, and just rub minds, to know, who do you think is at fault? Do you think MI is shady or stuff like that? We'll discuss it. But anyway, let's listen to this. Let's go.
The best of the best, East Coast Prince. I know it's better than the rest. East Coast Prince, the rapper no one contest. East Coast Prince.
Okay, this is the part where MI. You guys can go and watch it. It's 1 hour 30 minutes interview. It's a very long interview. You can go and watch the full thing. But this was the part where MI, the song came on and MI rapped on it. Let's go.
A heavy breakdown. At one point, I actually thought you were talking about me.
Oh, my nigga.
I mean,
are you
like,
the guy?
I am the guy.
It's you.
That title.
It's the guy. I'm the guy. Like, I'm not even proud. I'm not proud though. No, that's heavy. I'm the guy. Hey, guy. Shout out to South all time.
The truth is that the song is so hard, the verse is very hard. Let's listen.
God is great, I can't lie. Let's get this paper, my guy. Know the haters, my eyes are focused on the cash, trying to get the next payday. Never focus on the yash, man, to baller like JJ. Alhamdulillah, yo, what you want, I'm the guy. Those bags if you can't decide, been killing this game like it wants to die, like I'm the guy, ask the guy, you thought was the guy. If you don't say I'm the guy, that's a lie, because I'm the guy. Listen, if I beef with you, gonna make you rich, so you gotta pay me. And me and Hector are cool, even though we don't chat on the daily. Look at Yung6ix coming for the God MC, man, that shit pay me.
You say, look at Yung6ix coming for the God MC, man, that shit pay me. So this was the part that prompted Yung6ix to react, and this is what Yung6ix said. Let's listen.
What are you saying? Huh? MI, what the fuck are you saying? MI, what the fuck are you saying, man? I watched the interview, MI. What are you saying? What are you saying, MI? Yo, MI been doing a lot of things. They try to play like he been politically correct about a lot of shit. What up, Bono Crazy? But MI, you bugging, man. And today, I'm gonna spill the beans. And that's because I'm there in Nigeria right now. You know what I mean? I'm there in Nigeria right now to do interviews or all that bullshit. But MI, you bugging. And I hate it when people try to play wise, and you always do this. That's why Vector was calling you a rat. You always do this, and you always feel that you can outsmart people and find your way around words that will manipulate people into thinking something happened in a certain light. You always keep doing this, MI. I'm not going to take this anymore. One of the reasons why I've been quiet to date is because of the love I have for you. Because of the love I have for you, MI. That's why I've been quiet today. I'm going to try and bring somebody up right now, man. Why am I fucking tripping, bro? I saw the interview, you talking, you the man, you the shit. The interview you did, first of all, was 99% fucking cap. 99 fucking percent cap, bro. The only true thing you said in that whole interview was that thing pay me. You effed up, MI. You effed up, MI. You effed up, bro. And I'm telling you, man, you don't want to do this shit with me, bro. You don't want to do this shit with me, bro. Seems like you're quick to forget too, man. Seems like you're quick to forget too, man. I'm going to just say this straight up because a lot of people don't know this. And this is why I've been pissed at MI until I saw this interview. You feel me? So this is what MI did first. The first thing MI did to me that got to me. This was a long time ago. And I'd forgiven him for this already. We already passed this as individual. I think we might have had a conversation about this at some point. But I just want to keep you guys up to speed of the things he did that led to me seeing him in a certain light. So the first thing MI did was my first industry night. And me and MI were supposed to perform. Me and MI were chatting throughout the whole night. And it's like, he's going to come at the end. So we give a show to everybody. You feel me? Now I'm like, cool. But before then, it's like, yo, 6, I want all my artists to perform on this industry night. I'm like, okay, cool, fine. So then he just signed Brimo, Coca, Price. There were a lot of artists, Ruby, there were a lot of artists then they just came into Chocolate City, you know what I mean? So I'm like, cool, everybody's going to perform. While we were there, Emma was chatting with one of my friends. And guess what? Immediately all the Chocolate artists, Chocolate City artists finished performing. You know what Emma did? Emma switched off his phone and never came for the industry night while we were chatting. That's one. We went past that. You know what I mean? We went past that. And he released an album, and he took subs at me on the album. Everybody was telling me, yo, 6, MI is dissing you, MI is dissing you, MI is dissing you. But like, I take it like that because it was a sub, you know what I mean? And it was talking about a king in the sub. And let's all be honest, I'm one of the only hip hop brands that is identified with the name or with the acronym King, which is King of the South. First things, so everybody's like, yo, Emma's talking about you. But you know a situation whereby you love your girlfriend and people tell you that your girlfriend is cheating on you because you love your girlfriend, so you don't want to believe, like you just don't want to believe, you know what I mean? Like you don't want to believe like, yo, this is true, because why? You ain't got no reason for that guy to, to diss you or whatever, you know what I mean? So I'm like, fuck that. I'm like, I'm going to prove to you, Emma wasn't dissing me. So I hit Emma up, I'm like, yo, you got to get on this record, Grammy money. People are getting the wrong impression about, what it is and whatever. I'm like, okay, cool. So we did the record. Me and Emma, we always talk on like DMs and shit like that. And then next thing, Emma hit me up. No, he didn't hit me up, but the album dropped, right? And I was hitting Emma up. I'm like, yo, post this shit. You know what I mean? Like, we both on the record. If the record blows up, we both performing the record at shows. Aside from that, this is one of the reasons why all my albums, I always like putting like Nigerian rappers on it, because as rappers on the level that we are, we have one goal aside from making hit records, and that's to keep the hip hop culture in Africa and in Nigeria alive. At that point in time, I was the only African, like I was the only Nigerian rapper literally putting out trap music back to back to back to back to back at that point in time. You feel me? So I'm like, it's important that me and MI, keep putting out records together, because when we do that, like it's like it reaches out to a broader audience. And at this point in time, the South African boys were taking over the hip hop scene. So it was important that me and MI kept the hip hop scene alive, because myself, MI, Victor, and a few others were like the only people that could do that. And one of the things I saw that was a problem was we didn't collaborate enough with each other, the big rappers.
No, I think what you're saying here, I really understand this point. Especially, this was before You Rappers Should Fix Up Your Life came out. I think maybe 2014 to 15-ish. I think it's during that time he's talking about. Well, let's listen though.
One of the reasons why was because of our fan base. All you guys are amazing, but the fans always create this kind of competition between
Yeah.
you and the next guy doing as good as you that make you feel a certain type of way. I was younger, you know what I mean? That shit could easily get in your head, but I saw that this shit was getting into people's heads. So I'm like, yo, fuck this, you know what I mean? You know, and I try to create that space for myself. Had record with Dice, you know what I mean? I had some other trap records here and there, and then me and them, I did this record, Grammy Money, and then I refused to post the record on this Insta. And I hit him up, I sent him a DM, I'm like, yo, this shit out. I sent him the artwork and everything, like, bro, be posting some dumbass shit that don't even have engagement, bro. I'm like, yo, I just sent you a message, you're not responding to me, but you're posting some other shit. So at that point in time, I already got the message. Next thing homie signed the artist that was consistently dissing me, and homie, Emma, was back in the project.
I don't know if he's talking about Black Bones. Because I know Black Bones really dissed a lot of people and got into a lot of people's toes. So I think it might be Black Bones he's talking about. But anyway, let's continue though.
This was a situation whereby it's like, you know, Drake and Kanye West are guys, right? Then Kanye West signs Pusha T and lost Pusha T into dissing Drake to give Pusha T buzz. So Emma was pawning me and was using his artist to pawn me at that point in time.
Wow.
You feel me? Also, when he didn't post a project, I saw what he was, because at that point in time, I dropped 4 hit records back to back. I dropped Blessings. I dropped, for example, featuring Stonebwoy after Blessings. After that, it was With You, and With You was me, LK Kudi, and Whiskey. Those were hit records back to back to back. After that, I dropped a hit record with Davido, Let Me Know. Hit records back to back to back to back, right? And I'm on a roll, so I understand why homie ain't gonna post the shit, because you feel like 6 about to take this shit over, you know what I mean?
But come to think of it, Yung6ix has done songs with these great guys. That was because I think they all blew up at the same time. Like Yung6ix, Whiskey, Davido, all these guys came out that 2010, 2011, the breakout session. Yung6ix was among the young ones that broke out, but because of his genre being rap, it kind of like affected the wave and the buzz to which he would have created. It would have been bigger and larger than he is right now if he was not really niched up to the whole rap trap sound, you know. But Yung6ix is really a talented artist, to come to think of it. But that's not the case here though. We are talking about, he's talking about how MI has really like done him dirty and done him bad, of which, if what he's saying is true, of course MI must have fucked up too, you know. Must have had his own faults. It might not have been totally his fault, because we don't heard from MI's side. But of course, MI too must have really stepped on toes too. Anyway, let's continue.
That's exactly how homie felt. But ain't no worries, you know what I mean? Ain't no worries. And I see homie making all this move and pushing this nigga that be dissing me and try to get a buzz out of that shit, trying to treat me like a pun. Wow. So I see the games homie been playing. You know what I mean? And you go on an interview and you're talking and saying that you're the man. That you're the man, you're the one I shouldn't be dissing with. Look, throughout my whole career, I've been humble about every time your name came up until you started fucking up. And this is one thing I've been humble about my whole career, and it's going to stop right now. You know why? Every time people tell me, Yung6ix, you murdered MI on export, you know what I say? I say I didn't murder MI on export. I murdered my pop on export. Why? Because I had one job, and that was to come correct on my parts on export, and that was what I did.
Honestly, Export was a very strong song where Yung6ix really did justice to that song. I think he killed that verse. Let's go.
I never for one day said I murdered MI on export or I murdered MI on Mash, but now that you MI, you're trying to act like you the man and you the shit. And you're trying to act like 6 could have called me or 6 could have done this. Nigga, check your fucking DMs, nigga. Do I look like that fucking type of nigga? You think I look like that type of nigga? They gonna call these niggas out and not do what I'm supposed to do? You feel me? If you think you're the man, I'll advise you to go and listen to your own record, Export, all over again, man. You think you can come against me? So I got Lomo on a spaceship, me. Bro, one of the reasons I never came against you is this. I never wanted to be the reason another black man would go down. The only diss record I ever had my whole career was with Cyrus the Virus, and I regret it. I was younger though. I ain't know better. I was living with the limits of that the OGs before us had created in the hip hop culture. That competition was healthy, but that shit was fucked up. I never wanted to be the reason another man goes down. And when I see people doing that shit, dissing that shit, I'm like, yo, check this out. So let's say I diss MI and I ruin this career. Don't forget, this person's career is his job. It's what he loves the most. It's what he uses to feed his family. It's what he uses to take care of his own life and everything.
You know, he has a point, but the truth is that MI is at the peak in a place where even if you diss him, he doesn't have to respond. You understand? If you diss him, you come at him. Because of the status he has gotten for himself, he doesn't have to respond. You can't ruin MI's career from dissing him at this point. That's the truth, because it's not coming up, he's already there. You get? You can't ruin his career. It can only come like a stain that, okay, you killed him. Something like the way Pusha T and Drake happened. Drake is already at the peak of his career. He's like the biggest artist in the world. And Pusha T dissed him. The story of Adidon was a very big one. And everybody knows that, okay, Pusha T actually killed Drake on the diss. You know? But it didn't drop a pinch on Drake's career. That's the truth, because Drake has already reached that point where you can't bring him down, man. But if he was coming up and he got that diss, it would have affected his career, because okay, you can't show that you're competent enough because see, you're just coming up and this guy dissed you. But come on. So the way Yung6ix is talking here as if MI is one upcoming artist is what is making me smile. I understand what he's saying. What he's saying, he has a point about ruining people's career, but MI, you can't ruin MI's career by dissing MI. Even if you kill MI on a diss back to back, you won't ruin his career. MI and Vector went at it. Even though the debate is very controversial of who won the diss, but you can see some of my friends today and their career is really taking a new turn. In fact, it's like rebirth of both of them's career, and you know, rap is having a different wave now that we have two faces. We have Vector and MI alongside each other, and they are just doing good things together. It's just different, you know. So Yung6ix is saying this thing is making me laugh. It's kind of funny to my ears. Like, okay, you're not if you have this MI, you'd have ruined his career. Seriously? Like, MI doesn't even rap as much as he raps, because he doesn't need the rap to make money right now, you know? He's an OG, he's respected for that already. But anyway, let's continue though.
Around him. So that's what you do when you diss somebody and you crumble his career. You crumble that network of the chances of other people even being successful. Imagine there was no MI. If there was no MI in this industry, you probably have 10 less successful artists. And these are facts. And this is why I don't diss nobody, because I don't believe that I have to pull anybody down to go up. If you focus on the way I move, I'm moving on my shit. I'm moving on my shit, bro. I don't need to look for anybody trouble or whatever. I'm just doing my shit. And I've been humble enough, but y'all niggas trying to ride on this wave, bro. Y'all niggas trying to ride on that Yung6ix wave and take advantage, man. But before you think about that shit that you about to do, go and listen to Exports again and ask yourself, can you really do this? Go and listen to Punch again and ask yourself. You couldn't out-rap me on your own record, bro. I never said this my whole life because I'm a humble person. But, bro, you're not going to call me out and expect not to be addressed, MI. And one of the reasons...
Okay, I think this way I'll stop it, because it's really a 60 minutes talk, and some parts of it are really not relevant to this reaction. So this way I'll stop it. But anyway, this is what I'll say. The truth about him and MI cannot out-rap him on a track and stuff like that. I'm sure he's just saying it from the perspective of being hurt by MI and all. The truth is that MI can come lyrically strong if he wants to. He can stand with anybody if he wants to. If MI wants to stand with anybody lyrically, he can stand with anybody if he wants to. MI doesn't put in so much effort when he's rapping with young artists, especially the ones that you know that is bigger than them, and the one that is trying to give them a platform for them to rise. When he did the illegal music, the Exports, the track, in that track, yeah, Yung6ix came, he killed it, the track, and in fact, everybody was talking about Yung6ix lines. You can check out my reaction to that, by the way. Yung6ix actually did very good, but it doesn't mean that he's better than MI, or MI can't out-rap him. It's just funny, because we all know the way MI can go if he wants to go. You know how MI can do it if he really wants to go that direction. But anyway, that's not the reason why we did the whole reaction here. We're talking about what Yung6ix is saying about MI being very shady and being a rat, like Vector called him, not having his clean hands. And the truth is that, in as much as I am an MI fan, I won't say that because he's so good lyrically and is a good rapper and he's one of the OGs and is respected in the game, doesn't make him a perfect person. It's possible that he must have done all this hurt to Yung6ix, and if he did all this hurt to Yung6ix, he's in the wrong. And we have to call him out on his BS if he's in the wrong, you know. So that's the truth. But MI, for the truth is that for one person to say it, for not just one person, more than one person to say that, okay, MI's hands are not as clean as you see it, because Vector has said it, Yung6ix has said it, some people in MI's former people in the label, people like Millie, CK, people have said a lot of things about MI. The truth is that he's still a human being and he has his own flaws and he has made mistakes, you know. So MI, him being a star, being an icon, a lot of fans will be like, okay, we'll be on his side. But the truth, if he did all these things to Yung6ix, then, dude, man, you have to own up on your own shit. You have to acknowledge that you really messed up at some point. But we can't overlook the good that MI has done. That's the truth, because in as much as Yung6ix is coming here to talk about exports, he killed this and did that on Punch and exports and all those stuff like that, the truth is that MI was also part of the people that I won't say he didn't give Yung6ix a platform to shine, because Yung6ix blew off Ice Prince song, a cover of Ice Prince song, and Ice Prince, in fact, I'll say indirectly, MI was the reason for Yung6ix success. Indirectly. And this is why I'm saying indirectly, because MI was the reason why Ice Prince blew. Without MI, there would have been no Ice Prince. And without Ice Prince, there would have been no Yung6ix. Ice Prince didn't bring Yung6ix to the limelight, but Ice Prince did a song to which Yung6ix covered. Ice Prince did Oleku, Yung6ix covered Oleku, and Yung6ix's version of Oleku blew, and that's how everybody got to know who Yung6ix was. So indirectly, MI was responsible for Yung6ix's success. So, in as much, I think we don't know where this beef will end. We don't know what the backstory to the beef like. We don't know if there are any other hidden truths about the whole Yung6ix versus MI story. We don't know, but this is what we know. We know that this is not the end of it. We are looking forward to hearing from MI's mouth to see what MI has to say about it. But please, in as much as you're an MI fan, I'll advise you, and I'll say this: MI is not a perfect person. He's a human being. He's good lyrically. On the mic, he's a god, but doesn't make him a perfect human being. It doesn't make him without flaws. He might have hurt this young guy. He might have hurt Yung6ix. And if he did that, and if he messed up the way Yung6ix is saying, dude needs to come correct, man. Needs to apologize and stop painting the whole picture the way it is. But before we can conclude, let's also hear from MI himself before we can say, okay, what really happened and what happened, you know. But anyway, that's the end of my reaction to this. Tell me what you think about these two going at it, MI and Yung6ix. Do you want to see a diss track from Yung6ix? Do you think Yung6ix would murder MI if they went at it? If MI did a song to Yung6ix and Yung6ix did back, do you think Yung6ix would murder MI? Tell me what you think. I'll go by the name East Coast Prince, and I'll see you in my next music video reaction. And with that being said, my people, peace.